Want more realistic acrylic skins for your collages and projects? Today we are doing acrylic skin transfers. Hi everyone and welcome. Let's start in the very beginning. If you don't know what an acrylic skin is, it is simply acrylic paint in some sort of pouring medium. That might be Floetrol or a commercially available pouring medium, or even glue and water. And they usually look something like this. Now this is a skin just made from Floetrol metallic paints and acrylic paint, and it's in a design that I've made for a specific purpose. Now you might also have things that are runoff from your pour painting if you're a pour painter. And this is a bloom skin made with house paint and pigments. And just any skin that you have that is left over, that is acrylic paint, just like this. Okay, those are traditional acrylic skins, and on my channel I make all kinds of things with acrylic skins. So in case you have a lot of felled pour paintings, you have a lot of acrylic skins made from that felled paint, well, check out my channel and you can see all kinds of things to do with those acrylic skins. But there are other kinds of skins that are acrylic skins that don't involve the acrylic paint, but they do involve acrylic, and in this process we are going to be doing a transfer process with an acrylic medium. And to do this, you have to start with a picture. So this is a picture on a printer, preferably a laser printer, a laser color printer, or you can use a laser black and white printer and print out a color photo. Now this is a large 8x10 photo, but you can use any size photo. And that includes original photos that you photocopied, but preferably laser instead of inkjet, just because you get a much clearer picture that way. Even though you can use an inkjet, it just won't be as nice. I have done it before, it can be done. So these kinds of skins look like this. This is a picture of a hibiscus. This is one that I took from our hibiscus. I think this is pink lemonade, pretty hibiscus. And here is the skin. Now, how do I know this is a skin? Well, on the front and the back, we have an image in reverse. This is actually a skin. It is plastic. It is not a piece of paper. And that's pretty cool. Now, you can use these in all kinds of projects where you would use acrylic skins, and you can also use this to make collages. So if you want to have a hyper-realistic skin, this is one way to do it. It's very difficult to pour that, even though I do explore that on my channel and pouring different skins into different shapes. This is one way to get a very realistic resemblance of whatever it is you're trying to get the likeness of. In this case, a hibiscus. So you start with a photo, high quality laser photo, and here we have one of another hibiscus. Now how do we get from this, which has a paper backing, see, it is just a piece of paper, it's just a photocopy, to something like this, which is a plastic version? Well, what we do is we need some sort of medium. In this case, I am using matte fluid medium. This is Liquitex Basics acrylic. So this is acrylic. This will be a skin that is acrylic, so technically an acrylic skin. So we start with this, and you don't have to use matte. Matte allows your skin to be paintable. It's just going to be able to take paint a little bit better, but you could use glossy if that's the look you're going for. Both of them will work, but I'm going to be using matte today. And the first thing that we need to do, and I'm doing this on a silicone mat. I have all kinds of silicone mats. I use them in every way, shape, and form. Now, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to not be very reverent with this. I am going to just pour my medium. I may not even need that much. I am going to use a soft bristled brush. This one's a little large for this application, but it's the softest brush that I have right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and I am going to coat my photo. Now, your photo will not run, generally speaking. I've never had a problem with the color coming off with this medium. So I can just go ahead and do this all over my photo. And since I've got a silicone mat, that's just going to pop right off, just like your skins do. When you make skins or you pour paint, you can just pop those skins right off. This should be dry in about an hour, and you can do your second coat. Your second coat, if you've gone vertically, you're going to want to do that horizontally. When you do your third coat, and yes, you'll be a third coat, then you're going to do the opposite. So if you did vertical, horizontal, and horizontal, vertical, until you get about 6 coats. And usually about 6 coats is enough to do this application and make something like this. So we're gonna do that a few more times, and then we're gonna be ready for the next step. Okay. So once your picture has been coated 6 or 7 times and it is dried, then you're going to just remove it from your mat or your freezer paper or whatever you've got it attached to. And you can just remove it very carefully. And you'll see that it just comes right off, just like a skin would. That way I didn't have to be neat with the edges. Okay, so now that we have it, what we're going to do is just place it in a pan of water. So here's our pan, and we're just going to put it in there. I'm just going to do the paper backside first. Put it down, just press it. I'm actually going to let it get wet. It won't hurt anything. And I'm going to let this sit for at least a half an hour. Now, I will tell you this, if you forget about it and you go do something and come back 3 hours later, it's usually fine. I've done this, I've forgotten about it, come back, and it's very easy to scrape off 3 hours later. So no problem with that. So we're just going to put it in our water, and we are going to wait. And once it's done, I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, so it's been over an hour since this has been in the water, and you may see it's turned a little bit milky, and that's okay. It should be perfectly fine. So we're just going to take it out of the water, and we're going to lay the part that we painted down with the paper side up. So now you see we have the paper side. So what we're going to do is, if you have fingernails, you can just scratch it off like this, just to get it started, and you can see how easy that just peels away. And you want to get all of that. You can see that even though I peeled some away, there's more left, and you want to peel all of your paper off. And as you can imagine, this takes a little bit of time to get that completely off. And do not rub all the way through, or you will rub right through your picture, and you do not want to do that. If at any time this gets too dry, you can just take a water bottle and spritz it, or you can dip it back into your water bath. Either way will work, and that will just give you a longer running time. Now, once you're done rubbing the paper off, you may find you have a little bit of white film after it dries. If you do have white film after it dries, then what you need to do is just re-wet it and scrape some more. Do be careful not to scrape too aggressively, or you will scrape the ink off of the skin, but in general, just the slight pressure with the fingers, not a problem. You can usually get most of the paper up, and you can see I'm still getting paper up even though we've got a pretty clear image. And since I only need the flower part, I'm not focusing on the edges. If you need the entire photograph, you'll have to go all the way out to the edges. I am just focusing on the flower. When you're done, you will need to let it dry. Now, on one side, it may look a little milky. That's okay. It will dry clear. Just give it some time and let it dry. You can even hang these up like this with some clothespins and let them dry, or you can just lay them flat. That's what I'm going to do. It won't hurt them at all. And once it's dry, it will be fairly transparent, depending on how much pour medium that you put. And this side, you'll be able to see the image. And here we are. When we're done, we have a completely transferred photo of pretty much anything. It can be black and white, it can be color, it doesn't matter. It can be people, it can be flowers. And on one side, which is the reverse side, we have this picture, and then just the reverse on the other, where we put our fluid medium on the back. And we can use these for all kinds of things. As in this one, we just cut this one out. It can be used in a collage or to decorate a pour painting. Or we can include it with other skins. And yes, these are not real leaves. These are actually acrylic skins. That'll have to be another video, but if you'd like to see my video on how to make 3D acrylic skins, then check that out. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Also, please leave a comment below. It really helps the channel out, and I'm just so glad that you could join me today. Until next time, bye now.